Hey guys, Brian and Cody back for another disc review. Today we have a nice one. We have a disc comparison review. We have the Dynamic Disc Escape in the fluid and biofusion plastics. This is going to be a fun one, Cody.
It's going to be a blast, Brian.
All right, let's go to the profile.
Check them out. The Dynamic Disc Escape had a shallow rim, but didn't have too deep of a feel either. Felt really nice. The Escape in the fluid plastic had a real gummy feel. You can bend it, it's great for cold weather. It has a nice solid, reliable grip. It doesn't want to slip out of your hand at all. The Biofusion Escape had a very tacky feel, slightly gummy, but not quite as gummy as the fluid plastic. When I threw the Bio Escape on a hyzer, it flipped up to flat, rode straight, and then hyzered out at the end. The Fluid Escape, when thrown on a hyzer, tried to flip up, but just rode the hyzer line the entire length.
Biofusion Escape was nice because it flipped up to flat and then gently hyzered out on me. The Fluid Escape did not go as far as the others, but did finish consistently to the left.
When I threw the Bio Escape on a flat release, it turned over to the right for the majority of its flight and then hyzered out just at the very finish. When I threw the Fluid Escape on a flat release, it cruised nice and flat for about 350 feet and then hyzered out the rest of the way.
When I released the Biofusion Escape on an even release, it went really far, I'm not gonna lie. Very impressed by the distance I got out of this disc. When I released the Fluid Escape on a flat release, it went straight for a while, a little bit longer than the hyzer line, before hyzering out.
When I threw the Biofusion Escape on an anhyzer release, it held the turn the entire length of the flight and didn't come out. The Fluid Escape's a nice overstable turnover disc that's going to want to flex out at the end of its flight.
When I threw the Biofusion Escape on an anhyzer, it flipped up the flat, rode the anti line, and then came back to the left. When I threw the Fluid Escape on an anhyzer line, it didn't want to have it. So it went up higher before finishing hard to the left.
When I threw the Bio Escape, I didn't throw it on a forehand because it doesn't handle the power really well, but it's great for a backhand roller. And when I threw it, it flipped up nice and flat, rode straight, and then finished pretty straight at the end.
I didn't believe Cody when he said it wasn't a forehand disc, so I went ahead and threw one anyway. When I released the disc, it then immediately turned into a forehand roller, so I guess Cody's right. I was really impressed by how the Fluid Escape held its stability. I threw it on a slight anhyzer and it flipped up very nice to flat before finishing reliably to the right. And that's how we threw the Fluid Escape and the Biofusion Escape in these plastics. Cody, overall thoughts?
The Escape's definitely a very versatile fairway driver, especially between the plastics. The Fluid's definitely a little bit more overstable than the other two, but I really liked all three. They all flew great. I was a really big fan. How about yourself, Brian?
I was really impressed by how the Biofusion flew for me. Now, the orange one's a little bit more beat in than the blue one, and the blue one held nice lines for me. I loved it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if you're looking for something that's a little bit more understable, definitely look more towards the Biofusion plastic. It's going to be a little bit more understable, a little bit more forgiving for the slower arm speeds. So it's definitely something to check out.
Yeah, and for those of you who ask, these two are in the 170 gram plastic, and that one looks like it's 173.
173, yeah.
Yes, so, all right, guys, thanks so much for watching our video. Remember to like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube.
Share it,
leave comments. We love hearing from you. And you know what, guys, until next week, keep banging those chains.